Everybody, and welcome. I want to talk to you today about your safety library. If you're a consultant or maybe you're a corporate safety director, there's so many tools in your safety library that you should be using to enhance your safety program, or maybe make your safety program a little better, a little more exciting, maybe something fresh and new. Plenty of tools in your safety library to do that kind of thing. Now, unless you just enjoy giving your profits to the federal government, such as OSHA, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do, and looking over the citations that I deal with, and I've been running a successful consulting company for several years now, and when I look over the citations that I'm working with to help defend a company or help get into the informal conference and get a settlement with a company who has had some OSHA issues, honestly, 8 times out of 10, I find citations are written simply because the company didn't do what it was supposed to do. Now, sometimes they may have done it, but they didn't document it. And trust me, in this arena, everything hinges on documentation. You may have done a program, you may have completed a training program, but if you didn't document it, you just didn't do it. And that's the bottom line. So one of the things about the safety library that I like, and I use it so often in my own consulting business and helping other companies tune into this library so they can use the tools that are available to them, is just second to none. And the cost, it is without a doubt the most effective cost on the web as far as having the tools that you need to implement an effective safety program. It doesn't matter if you're a consultant or maybe you're a corporate safety guy trying to run a corporate safety program for 200 or 300 employees. Just keep in mind, number one is accident and injury prevention to your employees or your clients if you're a consultant. That is number one. Number 2 and 3 has shifted a little bit in my mind, if you tell me if I'm wrong, but from what I deal with, number 2 is corporate litigation, and running into different litigations that we run into out there. We see juries awarding, sometimes awarding amounts that run into the millions. And I think when you have your safety programs in place and you have done all the things that you were supposed to do and you have documented it really well, that takes a lot of the items that a plaintiff attorney could use against you. That kind of takes that away from them. So not only, number one, preventing accidents and injuries to your employees, number 2, protecting your company against litigation, and then we roll into number 3, and I think they're all important. Now, I categorize them as 1, 2, and 3. I still think protecting employee safety is number 1. But when we get into 2 and 3, you can balance that around to however it works in your organization. But number 3, obviously, government intervention, where you have an OSHA visit or an OSHA inspection. Maybe it's a target inspection, it's an item or 2, maybe it's forklift training or something along that line, or it's the wall-to-wall comprehensive type inspection. You may be in an emphasis program. If you're in Region 4, mostly in the Southeast, and you're an auto parts manufacturer, then you're under an emphasis program, and you're going to be seen by OSHA at least once, maybe a couple of times, depending on the nature of your business. So several things we want to talk about today. So when I go into the library, and I'll frame this up kind of the way that I do my consulting business. When I'm invited into a company to conduct maybe an audit, say they may want me to do a mock OSHA audit or something along that line, I will go in and I will follow the format of OSHA. I'll come in, I'll introduce myself, I'll tell them why I'm here. Assemble your team, we need to have an opening conference. We'll have an opening conference, we'll talk just a few minutes about why I am here, what I am planning to do, and hopefully what I expect from them. So once we get all that cleared up, then we're going to conduct a walk through the facility. We'll walk through. And I'm looking for the low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm talking about? I'm looking for guards that are missing. I'm looking for wiring that's been spliced. I'm extension cords running all over the place. Low-hanging fruit. But also I'm looking to see if you have forklifts, then I know what you need. If you have chemicals and some of them are hazardous, I know there's another program you need. If you have areas that fall into the confined space, then here we go. If you have mechanical equipment moving around, you're probably going to need lockout, tagout. So I'm forming up what I need to look for once I've finished the walkthrough. Because once I finish the walkthrough, we'll go back to the conference room and I'll sit down and say, okay, if I could see your written programs and if I could see all of your training records for maybe the last 3 years, and go like that. You had forklifts, I need to see a forklift written program. I need to see the past 60 days of your daily inspections on your forklifts, and I need to see the training records for all of your forklift operators. That's where we'll start at. Hazard communication. I noticed there were some chemicals out there. Took a picture of a couple of those chemicals. Can you bring me the SDSs on these particular chemicals? And can I see your written program and your training materials? You see where I'm headed? And you go through that with all of your programs, and then you end up in the OSHA 300 log and all of that stuff, making sure the 300A and all that is filled out and now being filed. And remember, it has to be filed in by July 1. Especially if you're in one of those hazardous areas or you have more than 250 employees. So if you're not familiar with that, be sure to go to OSHA.gov and make sure you become familiar with that. But in the safety library, all of these things they're available to you. The tools are already there. If you don't have them, your written programs are 90% complete. Yeah, you're going to have to do a 10% site-specific add-in to it. But man, all the work is ready for you. Whether it's forklift, HazCom, lockout, tagout, confined space, whatever it might be you need, it's all in there. You need training tools, you need handouts, you need PowerPoints, you need videos. They're all in your safety library. So I keep asking myself this question, why do I continue to see all these OSHA citations? I mean hundreds of thousands of dollars, not just thousands. I closed out one December the 8th last year, $544,000. Really? Just give the government your money? Everything's right here in your safety library. If you're not familiar with your safety, let me encourage you to get in there, look over the tools that are available, how you can use them, download your written programs if you don't have them. Make sure that you sit in there and you edit them. They're all in Word. You can edit these things to make them yours. Don't just make it a downloaded generic. Put your name on it. Go in and do that 10% site specific. Look at the videos. Look at the handouts. And if there's some areas you're not real familiar with, there are 2-minute safety talks. There are 5-minute safety talks. There's no rule that says your safety meeting has to be an hour long. If you have 15 minutes worth of information, it needs to be a 15-minute safety meeting. Now, if you have 45 minutes or an hour worth of material, then that's what it needs to be. But that's not the rule. That's not what people try to cram 5-10 minutes of material into an hour-long safety meeting, and it is disastrous. Just don't do that. You're much more effective. If you got 10 minutes worth, do a 10-minute safety meeting. Everybody do a sign-in sheet. Make sure you do certificates of training, things of that nature, so you can document what you've done. And if you're ever asked, you can present it, and you have it there. Best way in the world to do that. So look at your safety library. Written programs, videos, handouts, 2-minute talks, 5-minute talks. There are all kind of tools. There are checklists. There are safety audit forms. There's everything you need if you'll go in there and just spend a couple of minutes to see what's available. Also in your safety library, let's talk about the LMS, the Learning Management System. This is a wonderful system. Whether you're a consultant or whether you're a corporate safety person, the corporate safety person could say, okay, we're going to take the painting department. There's 15 people in the painting department. I want you to watch the hazard communication. I want you to watch respiratory protection. You can go into LMS and you can assign those videos to that department. You can load in all the names that work in that department, pull them together for a 30-minute, 20-minute safety meeting. Tell them they need to, you can do it all at one time if you want to. You can do all those people at one time, answer the questions at the end, and print out the certificates and have a record of training. Also, you can also assign it to them and say, okay, within the next 2 weeks, make sure you log in, because you can give everybody a login number. You can log in and you watch this video, you answer the questions at the end of the video, and it will print you a certificate that you've passed. If you've passed, you will. If you don't, you'll keep doing it till you do. It's because it's more important that you know when you leave there. It's a safety director's dream come true as far as being able to keep up with who's been trained, what have they been trained on. Everything is set up in the learning management system. There's so many things you can do with this that will help. It's like a right hand for a safety director. It logs everything for you. You assign it out to where it needs to go. If somebody didn't take the test, it will tell you. You can go to that person and say, hey, 2 weeks ago we asked you to watch the hazard communication, answer the questions. You haven't done that yet. We need to get that complete. You always have your people trained, and that's something I really like. Safety Manager software is another tool that's available to you through your library. And I'm going to tell you, your safety library is offering you all these things. They are great tools to use. Safety Manager software is a way you can log in your accidents, your injuries, your CDL drivers, when their license expire, when their medical cards expire, how much equipment do you have. Also, you can also log in there training, all kind of things. It is a wonderful tool to be able to use. And if you log in your accidents and injuries, or especially your injuries, it will also calculate your OSHA 300 log for you, because as you add that information, remember the Safety Manager software is a database. So it is building data. At the end of the year, you could say print my 300 from January 1 to December 31 or whatever it is, and it will print that out for you. And as you begin accumulating the database, whether it's 2017, 2018, 2019, those years are always in there. And if OSHA comes in and says, let me see the last 3 years of your OSHA 300, you go in 17, 18, 19, print. All there for you. Again, I don't know why companies keep paying these citations when all these tools are available to you right here at SafetyInfo. Now, there are so many things you can use, whether you're a safety consultant again or you're the company's safety director. So much you can use here. All the programs, everything is ready for you to use. Can't think of anything else. I mean, you're talking about as little as $3.99 a year or maybe $1.99 a year, depending on your size. And then if you're a consultant and you want to do a consultant package, then call into your safety library and find out how to get into that program. But this is a wonderful program, and something I just wanted to spend a few minutes and talk about. Your safety library has the tools to have a complete safety program for your company or your clients. Simple as that. Everything you need is right here. Constantly trying to keep it updated, trying to add more things whenever things become available, adding new videos as new topics come around, or we get some new information or something along that line. So I think it's something that's really useful. So I just wanted to spend a few minutes talking about it, try to encourage you to get in, look at your safety library. If you know someone who's struggling with their safety program, give them an opportunity to take a look at it, or tell them about it, that hey, here's a safety program that works. It's available for you. It's all in Word. You can download it. You can edit it. You can make it yours. You can print it out. It is a wonderful tool to use. And I hope you have a really successful safety program. Again, your safety library is the best value on the web. Prevent accidents and injuries to your employees. Protect your company against litigation. Protect your company from federal intervention such as OSHA inspections and OSHA citations. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you.